Hi everyone, welcome again to a video clip about my weekly lesson. This week all about remembering Sunday. Now we are approaching the end of this weekly lesson. As we say in English, it's time to bring this baby into land. And that simply means it's time to bring that aeroplane down to the ground, back to the airport, to finish the journey, in other words. So it's almost time to bring this baby in. So let's continue from where we left off yesterday. So, yeah, I was saying that the ceremony with the royal family is just a bit icky. We've done icky already. It means a little bit distasteful. Icky. Okay, so we'll carry on from here. Last year, I forgot about the ceremony and tried to listen to radio on my phone at 11:01 a.m. Getting no sound, I immediately uninstalled the app, still had nothing, and blamed my Bluetooth buds. Just before giving up and threatening to reset the whole phone, I heard a trumpet and realized it marked the end of the 2 minute silence. My equipment was fine and started playing. Okay, so what I'm saying there is that last year I thought my phone was broken, my Bluetooth wasn't working, and it was because the radio was silent for 2 minutes. There was just nothing playing. But as it turned out, everything was fine. So I rolled my eyes, picked up my cat, and went to the other room to watch Angela Lansbury as Jessica Fletcher in Murder, She Wrote solve another murder. So, for those of you who don't know who Angela Lansbury is, and you've never heard of Jessica Fletcher or Murder, She Wrote, it's a really kitsch American TV show from the 1980s and 90s. It was actually quite good, but it was the only alternative I could find on TV on that day. Earlier this year, it got quite exciting. In my local newspaper, there was an inquiry from volunteers who look after a war cemetery in the Netherlands, seeking contact with relatives of people buried there. The name was one of my mother's cousins, and I was able to pass photos and give a short biography of the man. So, just to clarify, this is someone from my family from the UK who was fighting in the war in the Netherlands, and they were buried there because during the war they never returned your body. Wherever you died, you just got dumped in a cemetery there. The Dutch guy who wanted the info was really excited and clearly thought we were going to be best friends forever and share a love for researching the lives of young men who died tragically. Boy, was he wrong. Really, I have no interest. I mean, I do love history, but not about people I don't really know well. From my point of view, it was interesting to know where Tommy was buried, but I never knew him. He died during the war. I only knew that it wasn't exactly a hero's death. He was stealing chickens from the enemy camp during World War II, and sadly, a bomb dropped while he was there. Maybe I will drop into. Oh, look, I've got two twos there. Into to the cemetery. Well, that's not right, is it? Maybe I will drop into the cemetery the next time I am in the Netherlands, but there's more chance of me being in the supermarket buying chicken rather than remembering Tommy this year. As much as I love family history, I never expected to be the last man standing with photos and biographies. Okay, last man standing is a military term. Okay, it just means the last person that hasn't been shot down. But as a metaphor, it just means the last person available. So, in other words, because I'm getting older, all my family are dead, I am the last person And by default, I found myself being the family archivists with all of the photos, certificates, all of the historical records of my family. Not that they're that exciting, I have to say. And anyway, I'm only in my 50s. I'm still very young, was my point there. Right. Anyway, after this ceremony, my attention will be turning to Christmas cards, another eccentrically British tradition, and I'll be looking at my Christmas card list to see who I got a card from last year and who's worthy of a card this year. If I don't get a card 2 years in a row from someone, then the person is removed from my list. This may be a far cry from Remembrance Sunday, but equally important in my opinion. Yeah, I really do have a thing about Christmas cards. I have to say, it's one of those British traditions that I do actually try to keep to. Although with the price of postage these days, I mean, it's over £1 now just to post the things. So be lucky if you want to get a card from me. Yeah, you know who you are. Those of you who didn't send me a card last year won't be getting a card this year. So anyway, yeah, Christmas cards. I need to have a look at my list. And there we are. So that's my weekly lesson. Tomorrow, as always, on a Friday, we're going to be looking at accent reduction and how to read this better. But there we are. That's some things from today's weekly lesson. See you all. Take care. Bye bye.